In this video, what I'll do is I'll share with you tips on how to get certified by eSpeakers as a certified virtual presenter. I went through this. I helped quite a few people, so I want to help you. You're my peers, and I'm sharing this with you. My name is Yoram Solomon. This is not my topic. I am a professional I'm a professional speaker, a professional member of the National Speakers Association, NSA, and my membership level with eSpeakers is professional. My topic is not this. My topic is trust. I talk about trust, how to build trust, how to be trusted, how to know who to trust. And this has nothing to do with it. Actually, it is related to my topic because one of my 7 laws of trust is that trust is transferable. So if a meeting planner trusts eSpeakers to do the certification, and eSpeakers trust me because they did the certification, then the meeting planner trusts me to be able to deliver a virtual presentation. eSpeakers made it very clear that this certification has nothing to do with the content that I have, with my delivery, with how passionate I am in delivering the content, or anything like that. It's really just that I control the technology. One important thing is I did deliver about 30 to 35 different webinars like this. One of the comments that I get a lot is that I have very good mastery of the technology and using different things. And you'll see, but that's not, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm really trying to help you get certified with eSpeakers if you care for it. I did get a lot of calls from quite a few speakers, professionals, CSPs, CPAEs, and others. And so, I helped, 12, 15 people go through that certification. And I figured I'll just put it all in just one video and do that. I was one of the first 3 to 5 to get certified by eSpeakers as a certified virtual presenter. In fact, I know that I was one of the first 5 because when there were only 5, I was one of them. If you don't want me to share more tips and advice on the technology that I use, you will see that I'm kind of on the high end of using technology, even though I try not to spend a lot of money on it. Just let me know, like this video, subscribe to my channel, or even just put a comment below. If you put a comment and tell me what you're interested in, I'll try and find some time and shoot more videos and share on how I do things. And so you'll always have access to it. So let me know what you want to know next. Okay, let's dive into this. First of all, welcome to my Studio Z. I have 2 video studios at home here. This is Studio Z. I have Studio A upstairs. This is where I shoot my serious videos. This is my Studio Z, where I do my Zoom calls. So today we're here for 2 reasons. One of them is my wife is using the other studio, and 2 is because I want to share my screens, and this is where I can do that the best. And another thing I need to let you know is I am not affiliated with eSpeakers. There is no financial compensation that I'm getting from them. In fact, I didn't even ask eSpeakers if they are okay with me shooting that video, but I figure they shouldn't have any problem with that. The only relationship I have with eSpeakers is that I am a member. I'm at the pro level, and I'm actually paying them money. They're not paying me money. Definitely not to do this video. Okay. First thing is, why is eSpeakers important? So I'm going to switch to a screen and I'm going to share with you. If you're a meeting planner and you go to the eSpeakers website, the first thing that you're going to see is you want to find someone. By the way, they do have a button here that says Certified Virtual Presenter. I'm going to skip this. This is where a meeting planner would typically go. Find and book my next speakers. Now, I'm not even going to talk about the value to meeting planners of knowing that eSpeakers checked your technology and that you are mastering your technology. But I'm just going to talk about marketing. I want you to look at the big green button. The big green button says Browse Virtual Speakers. The little link here says Search All Speakers. So essentially, it's just a marketing thing because this is where a meeting planner is going to hit the first time. Now, here's what you're going to find. Out of 20,000 speakers in the database, only 1,489 at the time that I recorded this video actually are virtual speakers. And if you put a filter here, and you will notice that there are only 4 filters, and one of them is certified virtual, look at what happens. it goes down to less than 400. Less than 400 out of 20,000, which means 2%, if I did my math right, only 2% are actually certified virtual speakers. If a meeting planner cares about this, this is just a matter of marketing for you. If I do any filter and I eliminate virtual, you will see that there are, 20,000. Okay, let's do this. Let's dive into this and see what exactly is the process. So I'm going to share with you what the process is. And, you know, again, I can only share the fact that I went through this process. And this is it. Look at what happens when I click Yoram Solomon. The first name that comes up is actually me. This is good. There are a lot of other Yorams and other Solomons. I didn't realize that. Okay, so we're going to click on mine. I want to share with you how the process went. And if I click on mine, the first thing that you're going to see is that there is a certified virtual presenter logo there. So I'm going to click on that logo, and it takes me to a tab called Virtual. And there is a video from me, but I want to take you first through the process itself. First thing you need to do is you need to schedule the test itself. So go ahead and schedule the test, because I don't know how backed up they are. You may just, go through everything, be ready, and then you want to schedule, and I don't know, maybe they're going to be scheduling you 2 months out. So I know that when I got that email that said, hey, we're starting with certified virtual presenter certification, I thought about it for a second. I thought, man, this is something important. I'm going to do that. I scheduled it for the next day. And as I said, that was probably the first day that they certified, because I was one of the first 3 or the first 5. So I'm going to take you through the report, because this will actually show you what you have to do. So the first step is, the first thing to keep in mind is don't be nervous. I mean, you're already doing it. You're already doing, let me put myself back up here. You're already doing webinars. You're already using Zoom. So you know how to use it. So don't be overly nervous. What's the worst thing that can happen? You're going to fail the first time, and they're going to schedule you again and do it the second time. If you're a paying member, then it's free anyway. So don't be overly nervous. This is one of the things that I hear people say all the time, how nervous they are. Okay, so the first step is they're going to be using Zoom. I'm going to go switch to the See Full report. So if you click here on the See Full report, you're going to see everything in more detail and more text. So let's look at that. And this is open to meeting planners, so they can see this information as well. Okay, so first thing, meeting tool tested. They used it with Zoom. Where was I? In my Plano, Texas home office. No technical problems. That's the first thing. They want to make sure that in the first 60 seconds since you joined the call, you are free of technical issues. So nothing like you can't see me, camera is not working, microphone is not working, can I hear you, I can't hear you, can I share, I can't share. You're actually not necessarily sharing. You'll do that later down the process. But just make sure that you can join the meeting and figure out all the issues before. And one good thing, one good process to use is just join another another Zoom meeting, even start your own, and just see that you chose the right camera, the right microphone, the right speakers. I typically on webinars don't use speakers. I use an earphone, an earpiece, so that I don't have any echo. They're going to ask about the virtual background. What kind of background do you have? So there are certain things that you want to make sure, and I'll switch back to myself, and that is one, that you have reasonable background. Now, here's something that they said. They said that they are not going to accept green screen. I'm sorry, this is what I use. I use green screen. What you see behind me is not really behind me. The reason you see it in high quality, the green screen being replaced, the chroma key, is because I'm actually using software that's called OBS. If you're interested in OBS, just shoot a note down in the comment section, and I'll shoot another video to talk more about OBS and maybe show you what I know about OBS, because it's a pretty cool tool if you know all the little things in it. Anyway, so I told them, I'm sorry, this is what I'm using. I'm using OBS. Use lights. Have good lighting. So I have one light over there, one light on the other side, both in 45 degrees to me, LED lights, not very expensive ones. The quality of the video, Laptop cameras typically have lower resolutions than other cameras. The camera that I'm currently using, that you're seeing me through, is actually a DSLR, and I can shoot a video on that if you're interested, because there are a few things to know about connecting a DSLR to a laptop, but it's really very good quality. I have a C920, a Logitech C920 as well. That's kind of the standard. Audio has to be very good. I'm using a good microphone, a Blue Yeti. I think it's about $150 today. There are a few other microphones. I would spend money on good microphone. Again, the laptop's microphone, not great. The C920 microphone, not great. I tested it. I checked it with other people. Background noise. When is Yoram being mowed? I was going to do it this morning, this video, and guess what? Not 2 minutes into the video, they start mowing my lawn right behind me. And so make sure that it's kind of clean, because they are paying attention to this. Okay, let's go back to what they're checking. They're checking for video background, video composition. You have good lighting, clear audio. Again, audio is very, very important for webinars and the meetings. Is there any background noise? Dogs or anything? Kids? Now, here's an interesting thing. Network break recovery. What they're going to ask you, remember, they are the ones who have set up the call. So they've set up the call, and they're going to ask you at some point to get off the call and get back on. Get off the call, get back on. So, and they want to see how long, if for any reason you got kicked out of the call, how long does it take for you to get back on? They really are looking for it to take less than 60 seconds. You can see that they marked me here as getting back on 13 seconds, and I thought I was great until I shared it with a friend of mine who I prepared, and she went there and she called me back and bragged because she got back at 6 seconds. Here's what I would suggest. On any of your screens, I have several screens here in front of me. You may have seen that, or you'll see it through another video. But through here, you can see it through from another angle. I have several screens here in front of me. And what I do is, on one of the screens, whatever way I do that, I have the link to get back on Zoom and the password. The first thing that I do is I go double click on the password so it highlights it. Control C, now I have the password. Now I click on the link, Zoom opens up. If it asks for a password, Control V, I put the password that I just copied before, and I'm back in. Frankly, shouldn't have taken me even 13 seconds. But keep that open at all times. At all times, make sure that you have that link. Because you know what? If you're get kicked off the call, or especially when you're getting certified and they ask you to get yourself off the call, now you're nervous. How do I get back in? Just make sure that you have the connection, the information of that call, the link and everything, the password ready for you somewhere on your computer that's really easy to get back to. They're going to ask you questions about your connection type. I don't know that you must have wired connection, but now they're going to do something else, and that is ask you for the bandwidth. So the way they do that is, now they're going to ask you to share on Zoom. So go ahead, click on share, and then share a screen with a browser. You're going to open this browser. I'm going to take you back to the browser, and when we open the browser, they're going to ask you to go to a website called fast.com. By the way, if you hear the sound, the clicking sound from my keyboard, this is my new keyboard. It is called a mechanical keyboard, and I just love it. Okay, so we're looking at Fast. Fast says that my internet speed is 90 megabits per second, which is plenty. They're also going to ask you to show more info, so click on that button. Now what you're going to see here are other pieces of information that they're going to record. One of them is, for example, what the latency is. So the unloaded latency is 16 milliseconds. I think this is the one. I'm not sure what the loaded one is. And then the upload speed is 9.5 megabit per second. That should be plenty. And you will see that they noted that the upload speed 9.6 megabit per second, network latency 17 milliseconds when they did that, must be less than 100 milliseconds, and it was significantly. Backup phone answered. I know, I do the same thing. You take your phone and you put your phone on silent for the call. Beware that they're going to call you on that phone and they want to know that you are going to pick up that line. And the reason is because sometimes during the webinar, who knows, maybe something is not working well and somebody's trying to tell you something, you're not monitoring chat, you just don't have that feedback, and they might be using your phone to call you. Any other comments? So their comments, the tester was Dave Reed, said that experienced remote presenter with sophisticated home studio. Actually, my studio is better than what it was when I got certified. Then there are all kinds of optional things that are not, they're not going to say that this is mandatory, like having 2 cameras. I'm actually having a 3-camera setup. Not that I use 3 cameras all the time. My microphone is an improved microphone that I would recommend, not for the certification as it is for the for webinars, high quality webinars. Just one thing is, when they asked me if I have more than 1 camera, I said yes, I have 2 cameras. At that time, all I had was a C920 and I had the laptop camera. And so they asked me, do you have more than 1 camera? I said, yes, I do. They said, show me the other camera working. So I had to actually bring the other camera and show them that the other camera is working. So right now I actually have, as I said, 3 cameras. I forgot, I have 4 cameras. I have 1 in the laptop, I have a C920 in one angle, D3500 DSLR in front of me, and I actually have I'm using my Sony NX100, but this is just for this video, just for you. So every now and then you're going to be able to see what the setup looks like from this angle. Okay. Anything else? They're going to take all kinds of information. They're going to ask you if you can, what features do you use in Zoom and do you know how to use them? So, what else? Using polls. Do you know how to use polls? I told them I use Google Forms for polls. Can you use breakout rooms? The 2 cameras, again, they checked, they asked. Backup internet access. They're going to ask you what happens if your internet gets disconnected. So I have wired internet, Ethernet here. But what happens if this breaks out? Well, then through Wi-Fi, I can use my cell phone to as a hotspot, my cellular hotspot. They didn't ask to test this. I don't know if they do now or not. I would guess not. But they do want to know if you have backup internet, because this is important. That's pretty much it. This is how you get certified. This is the process. The process takes 30 minutes. And frankly, oh, one more thing. I almost forgot. If you go up, one thing you will see is you will see this video here. Let me go back to the screen. You will see this video here. They are going to ask you to record a, they said first 30 to 45 seconds, then they said less than a minute. I don't know, maybe now it's less than an hour, but no, I'm guessing it's pretty quick, pretty short. But they're going to ask you to record a video. This video is made especially for people, for meeting planners that want to see that how you operate virtually. So they're shooting that video right now. You will see actually that they are recording. When I got certified, they told me, look at the light. When you see the light blinking of recording, you have 3 seconds, and after 3 seconds, we're going to start recording you. So I waited 3 seconds, and then essentially what you say in this video, you're not necessarily talking about what you can do, as it is, make it more focused on what can you do for a virtual webinar or a virtual meeting. This is what they want to know. Okay, essentially this is it. Again, as I asked you before, if you like this, just like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel and get notified. Click this little thing that shows notification if you want to know when I post another video. Most of the videos are on trust, but I'm doing a few for you. And again, post in the comments below if there is anything else that you want me to shoot a video for. Again, I'll find some time and do that. I know that some of you are under a lot of stress right now with, working from home, no in-person meetings, even though I started seeing them happening. But I'd be happy to shoot more videos and share what I do. That's it. Now we're going to go to my standard end screen for YouTube. See ya. The answer to these two questions will have the biggest impact on your personal or professional success or failure. Can I trust you? And can you trust me? If you want to know more, subscribe to our channel or follow us through the links on the right.